Welcome to CrashMagic, and we're back with another card trick performance and a tutorial in this video. This one is deceptively simple and very easy to learn, and I hope you enjoy it. So this is a standard bicycle pack of cards with their air cushioning, so the cards slip more easily. During the card production process, the cards are printed with their values and the suit pips. After that, the cards have a very thin layer of varnish to give a nice finish, but even so, if you feel very carefully, you can still feel the minute rays in the ink, and it also feels slightly smoother where the ink is, and we're going to attempt to take advantage of that fact. We don't need a full pack for this, so let's just cut off about a quarter of the cards and move the rest out of the way. This should be more than enough cards for what we need. And now if you could select any of these cards. This one, okay. And if we take a look at this card, it is the Seven of Spades, so I'm going to use this card to help me find the card that you're about to choose. This is actually a really good card to use because you can feel the smoothness and count the pips of the ink. Picture cards are much more difficult because you then also need to feel the value. Now if we place this card on top, face up, and I'm going to ask you to pick another card. This one, okay. Really important to make sure I'm not able to see this card, and we'll put it on top of our Seven of Spades and then cut those two cards right into the middle. Now normally at this point I'd put the cards behind my back, but for the camera I'll put the cards under the table instead. But I can assure you there's no other extra cards or hidden things under the table to help me, and by touch alone I'm firstly going to locate that Seven of Spades. Okay, got it. Now I need to feel the ink on the card above. I can feel the pips. I think I've got the suit, and can I count them? And yeah, I think I've got the value as well. Some of the values feel quite similar, like aces and fours and fives and twos, but I think I've got it. So here is the Seven of Spades with your card above. All the other cards are of course different, and you could have picked any of them, but you picked this card here. And let me just quickly double check. Yeah, I think this card you've chosen is the Three of Clubs. So that was the trick, and if you want to learn it, this is the tutorial, and it's really easy to learn. The secret to this card trick is knowing and remembering the top card of the deck, and from that point on it's all totally self-working. So some of your options are you could set up and remember the top card before the trick starts, and then either go straight into the trick or do some false shuffles and cuts. Or you could have a spectator shuffle and then you can glimpse the top card, but that might be tricky to do without it being obvious. Or another option is you could glimpse the bottom card and then maybe do an overhand shuffle to bring it to the top. However you choose to do it, once you've remembered the top card, that's all the hard work done. Now you or your spectator can cut off about a quarter of the deck. The number of cards you cut off is really irrelevant, you can cut off any amount, but around 10 to 15 cards works well in terms of there's enough for the spectator to make their card choices, but there's not too many to handle. You then ask your spectator to select any card. Now they're unlikely to choose the top card that you've remembered, but I'll mention how you can handle that if they do later. For now though, let's assume they pick any other card, say this one. We turn this card face up and place it on top of the pile of cards, so 10 of clubs we've got this time. Now we ask our spectator to choose another card, and it's really important they don't see the face of this card. And then we place this card face down on top of our face up card, our 10 of clubs, and then either we or the spectator can cut it into the middle of the pile, and you do want it somewhere near the middle. At this point then you can take the cards behind your back and explain that by touch alone you're going to find the face up card and then attempt to feel the value of their chosen card immediately above it. But what you're actually going to do is, while the cards are behind your back, you're going to deal the cards from one hand to the other, and that's going to reverse the order of the cards, and it will place the card that was the top that you've remembered directly above the face up card. So then you can bring out the cards from behind your back find the face-up card and the card above it, and seemingly reveal the value of the card that the spectator selected purely by touch, whereas of course you're actually just naming the card that you remembered. Quickly back then to what happens if the spectator picks the top card. Well, this of course puts you in the perfect position. So depending what you've already told the spectator about what you're going to do in this card trick, you can of course have your spectator look at and remember this card, place it back into the middle of the pack. They can shuffle it as much as they want and you're able to immediately reveal what their card is. The other possibility of course is the first card they choose as the face-up card they just pick from the middle, but then when you offer them the cards to select their next card, their chosen card, at this point maybe they'll select the top card. Again, this is a perfect situation for you, because now instead of having that card kept hidden, you can have your spectator look at and remember that card, then place it on top of the face-up card and cut into the middle exactly as before, and now you don't even need to take the cards behind your back. You can, in front of the spectator, find the face-up card and pretend to feel the card above, and you can immediately reveal the card that they've selected. Well, that is the end of this trick, and I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, like and subscribe. If you've got any comments, leave them down below, and see you soon.